Welcome, everybody, to episode 13 of the New Breed podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Grady Mitchell, the New Breed of Browns fan. And here we have my other co-host, father, pastor, everything, Browns fan, Dawg.
I'm a dog. I'm old school Browns fan, Mike Mitchell. On the cast.
Of the New Breed podcast.
We're just getting our feet wet here, man. This is like early stages stuff. This is we're still in the early stages of this podcast so much that we're sharing it with our grandma, you know?
Yeah.
We're still repping mom's basement. Woo! I wanted to change it up a little bit today. Grady wanted to introduce the podcast as he is now 13, and this is episode 13. I thought you did a good job.
And episode 48 is all for you, man.
Episode 48 will be mine. Yes, I agree.
By the time we get there, you will be 48.
We thought we would change up what we were doing a little bit. We are kind of just going to a little bit different format. We would always start with recent headlines. That's out the window. Right? Goodbye.
It was fun at first.
Say goodbye.
It's just getting boring.
Say
now.
goodbye. We are going to throw in probably just different highlights, things that we're looking at, things that are hitting us in our brain. And probably also you're gonna hear what the football in different places because of okay. So for those of you that are new listeners, I always look at the WFT or the Washington football team, and every time I see it, I think of WTF. And so whenever we see something stupid that doesn't make a lot of sense, we're gonna say what the fuck, and we're probably gonna go what the fuck and give you a bleep so it makes you think that we're. Well, I might say the other word. You probably wouldn't.
Whoa.
But you probably wouldn't. But it depends on what we're talking about too. Once we get into the season, I could see me saying a lot of what the football.
A lot of what the footballs.
What did I call Freddie Kitchens in the heat of that one game?
Oh,
you fat tub of crap, I think is something I said.
You didn't say crap.
You didn't say crap.
It was the Arizona game, and we are down here, and yikes!
Freddie Kitchens, you fat tub of stuff.
Add bleep sound
Add
here.
Bleep sound here. So we're just gonna roll with it. I wanted to talk about the hottest headline right now. Sam Darnold getting traded to the Panthers. So the Jets trade Sam Darnold to the Panthers for a 6th round pick in 2021, a 2nd and 4th in 2022. So who won the trade? What do you got? What do you think, Grady?
Sam Darnold, I know you don't like him that much. Well, you don't have your most positive opinions on him. But I think he's a fine quarterback, and he just wasn't getting the right production with the Jets because they're the Jets. But the Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater is now looking to get traded away as well. But, I really think the Jets win in this opinion because they get rid of their quarterback who hasn't been producing for them, and they get a 6th, a 2nd, and a 4th. So, I mean,
I was never the guy. So I have a text group, a Browns text group. My friends in that text group, for the longest time, we've had it for several years, and we thought of it as kind of our support group. And I know there was at least one of that group that really wanted Sam Darnold at number 1. And I slowly kind of came around to Sam Darnold at number 1 and was kind of okay with it. And none of us saw the Baker Mayfield coming at number 1. Nobody saw that coming. I did not think they were going to take Baker Mayfield number 1. But since having Baker Mayfield, I would not want Sam Darnold. And I didn't want Sam Darnold from that jump. I was really interested in Josh Allen that year. But I think Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. He's had flashes of being a good quarterback. Unfortunately for him, he's not Peyton Manning. And that is actually what Adam Gase earned his money by. If I was if I was a high school football team, I would not hire Adam Gase as my coach. I'm serious. I don't think that guy could coach his way out of a wet paper bag. He had Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning made him look good, and that led to he's made a lot of money off of Peyton Manning. I can tell you that. I think the Panthers won the trade. I really do. All they have to do is pick up Sam Darnold's 5th-year option. He's a proven quarterback. You put him back together with Robbie.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm drawing total blank on Robbie's last name though.
Anderson.
Robbie Anderson, the receiver. Wow.
Yep.
No wonder I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, tall, skinny dude. Looks like he'll blow away if a strong wind comes. Yeah. You reunite him with Robbie Anderson, and so I mean, there is a good coaching staff in Carolina right now.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't think is smart is coming right out and saying, "Oh, well, you can go look for a trade, Teddy." Who's gonna want that trade? Who's gonna give you something for Teddy? If this is what they were going to do, I would have shopped Teddy Bridgewater back to the Saints a long time ago. And then you're either going to draft a quarterback or you're going to trade for a quarterback. If you don't think Teddy Bridgewater is your quarterback, then why is he hanging around? Why are you didn't even try to move him, right? And so now you're stuck with this situation where you don't know if you're going to get anything for Teddy or not. Now, in seriousness, I would keep Teddy Bridgewater because I don't know that Sam Darnold's going to be able to come in and take that job from him right away. So now I would keep Sam Darnold and Teddy Bridgewater on the same team. Heck yeah, I would. What a great idea. Then if Sam's doing well, shop Teddy. If Teddy's doing well, shop Sam. You've got this give and take, right? I think it sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad trade, you know?
No, I mean, the Jets got something for Sam, who none of the coaching staff or GM were there when he was drafted. So move on. I'm glad that we have not traded or not even thought about moving on from Baker Mayfield. I'm glad that he came in. He got with Stefanski, and Andrew Berry believes in him, and the front office is okay with him as our quarterback because that QB1 is one of the best. I know people think that Browns fans are delusional about Baker Mayfield, but I don't even think you've seen as good as Baker can be yet.
I saw Baker bomb a ball to the goalpost from the 40-yard line against Baltimore.
It was the Hail Mary that I was like,
that now.
Dude, easy with the arm cannon there, pal.
Like, I saw him in training camp, and I was like, dang, he got a little big.
Funny stat of the night. Out of the QBs drafted in the top 5 from 2015 through 2018, only one of those quarterbacks is still with the same team. Baker Mayfield. Jameis Winston, no longer with Tampa Bay. Marcus Mariota, no longer with Tennessee. Jared Goff, no longer in LA. Carson Wentz, no longer in Philadelphia. Mitch Trubisky, a brand new Bill, not with Chicago anymore. And now Sam Darnold. That's what I said. Carson Wentz is no longer in Philly. Mitchell Trubisky's gone. Sam Darnold gone. Baker Mayfield's the only top 5 QB from 2015 to 2018 is still with the same team.
But all those guys got like recently traded and stuff. Jameis was
a couple years ago. Marcus was a couple years ago.
Jameis and Marcus were last year. Then Goff, Wentz, and Trubisky and
Darnold were all this year. Right.
But Baker Mayfield stays.
Other than Jared Goff and Carson Wentz had a good first year. Got hurt late. I mean, was being talked about in the MVP discussion. Right. Mm-hmm. Got hurt. Nick Foles comes in, takes you to the Super Bowl. Wins it.
And wins the Super Bowl.
And Carson Wentz was never the same after that. What also happened after that is Frank Reich left. Frank Reich left Philadelphia after that. And then Carson Wentz was left to come back from injury, new offensive coordinator, new QB guy, and did not perform as well. Mitch Trubisky, I think Mitch Trubisky is the same animal right now as Jared Goff and Sam Darnold. Jared Goff did pretty well, went to the Super Bowl with the Rams, but I don't think he was ever really able to do what the Rams wanted him to do. And I don't think I hate to say this, but I really don't see Matthew Stafford being able to do what they want to do either. I think they want a Kyler Murray, they want a Russ Wilson, they want a Lamar Jackson, and that's not that's not Matthew Stafford.
Stafford's not that guy.
He's a gunslinger though, so I mean, but Jared Goff was a gunslinger too. It's all about decisions in that process. But I don't know why. Why did Trubisky go to the Bills, man? Why would you do that?
Funny.
You're basically saying, I'm okay with being a backup. Thanks. Like, seriously, dude. Like, go to the Jets. Go to the Pats.
Might as well.
Go to the Broncos. Anywhere where you could get a chance to start, right? Anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't getting the Chargers job and you ain't getting the Rams job. Not now, but
you could fight for the Rams job. You're going to be in the league longer than Matthew Stafford.
So speaking of free agents. All right. So last episode, we broke down our free agents in the incredible haul that we had. The new 43
Beautiful.
In the back end of our defense that's going to be probably wearing that green dot on the back of his head. And I just mentioned the name Mitch Trubisky, which brings me to the Buffalo Bills. So what we thought we'd do, let's go through the teams in free agency, and let's see if we feel like they got better or they didn't. Now the Bills, if you start in the AFC East, you start with the Bills. They didn't really need to get better. I mean, they made it to the AFC Championship game. Their defense was not great. Their secondary got lit up worse than ours. And you got to realize we had dudes out there that were starting for the first time this year, and we were still better than the Bills defense. I say that. So they bring in Mitch Trubisky to be a backup. I'm not sure why you agree to a 1 year, unless he thinks maybe Trubisky's thinking I can get a Super Bowl ring. I can get a Super Bowl ring. I get this 1 year, $2.5 million contract. I'm 1.5 guaranteed, max value of 4.5.
Money.
Well, yeah, but it's a 1 year deal. So he's thinking I can go to the Super Bowl and get a ring as a backup, right?
And go to like the Jets or something,
right? And then go somewhere else. Go to the Broncos in
midseason
or something, right?
Yeah, if they don't work out or something.
They added Matt Breida, decent idea, but man. Darrell Williams agreed to a 3-year contract with them at tackle.
Emmanuel Sanders.
John Feliciano, guard, Bobby Hart, but they really didn't help their offensive line. If they're gonna have to address, I think, offensive line in the draft early, because they got to protect Josh and have a running game. They didn't run the ball against the Chiefs. They did not even try to run the ball against the Chiefs. They picked up Emmanuel Sanders, Isaiah McKenzie, Brandon Powell. I mean, they signed these guys, but we already know he's a gunslinger. You already know that Stephon Diggs is going to get the ball. Emmanuel Sanders is a good addition, but did you need him? Right? Matt Milano signs. Tyrell Adams signs.
I think
defensively, they didn't really add much. I don't think, again, they didn't need to add.
Yeah, no. Their team was pretty good. I mean, running back, they really didn't have anybody last year. They had Singletary and Moss, Zach Moss.
Yep.
Both of them are fine, but they aren't top 10 running backs in the league. But I think the Emmanuel Sanders thing is more just we need a good wide receiver number 2, and the Saints needed to get some money back. They need some cap space. They are hurting bad, along with the Steelers.
True,
but they deserve it.
I thought the Dolphins did a good job. Other than the Isaiah Wilson thing, that still boggles my mind. Wow, how you former first round pick just can't seem to show up on time to things. I don't know. Maybe he's Ricky Williams and he doesn't really want to play football. And if that's the case, great. That's fine. Go do you, man. They added Jacoby Brissett after letting Fitzmagic go. Malcolm Brown was a good running back pickup for them. Adds depth to that room.
Oh yeah.
Matt Skura, Matt Collins. Will Fuller was a big deal. That's a big deal for them. They don't really have a lot of other than I can't even think of his name, the receiver.
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker. Outside of Devontae Parker, I couldn't tell you who another receiver is on their squad. Will Fuller adds definite depth to that. What do you got?
I think it's good. I mean, we obviously know who the quarterback is now in the in Indianapolis. I think Jacoby he needs a chance. You know,
Well, he's got Tua to work around though again.
Yeah,
so
but you know,
he'll be a backup.
If Tua doesn't work out, you know, the left-handy Tua Tagovailoa again, I'll just hype into the draft. But you know, I think Tua can be pretty good, and especially with Will Fuller, I think he'll be even better. Malcolm Brown, he was pretty good last year.
Right.
Yeah,
I forgot about McKinney, Benardrick McKinney. They traded and got him from Houston.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a good pickup.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll compete. They'll compete in the East.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are going to be horrible.
Yeah.
The Patriots. The Patriots. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, they're next.
I think what you see from the Patriots is, oh my goodness, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl without me, and I'm not going to stand for it. So let's spend $190 million.
Because we have it.
They just threw money. I mean,
they just threw
I have no idea why you go out and sign Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry in the same breath.
And a 3 and a 4, 3 year and a 4 year.
So you need 2 more tight ends, I guess.
They must play a lot of double tight end sets.
David Andrews' deal was good. Trent Brown deal was good. They need that offensive line.
James White.
James White re-signing was coming back as good. Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne.
They need receivers.
The list goes on. Devon Godchall on defense. Matt Judon signs with them. Raekwon McMillan signed with them. Kyle Van Noy comes back. Jalen Mills. I mean, they added a ton of pieces. Now, they added a ton of pieces, but can they do anything with them? Is Cam Newton going to be the quarterback that they need?
I don't know. I have faith in Cam. You know,
I think he could be. Maybe another offseason with the system.
He just needs effort.
Okay? And no COVID.
No injuries and COVID and stuff. Yeah, because that hurt him last year.
I have a feeling. Okay, so he signed with the Patriots in the middle of summer, and then he had to get into the system. And I don't think Josh Daniels knew what to do with him because he never had a quarterback that could run like that. Seriously.
As much.
And so I think he overran it at times, thinking, oh, wow, I got this new toy I can play with, right? Let's just keep running him. He had 12 touchdowns, I think, or something like that running. So
yeah, he had the most rushing yards as a quarterback for the Patriots since Tom Brady was drafted.
Long before Tom Brady was drafted.
Before.
But yeah, I think the Patriots are going to be okay. I still have question marks as to whether or not adding all these pieces makes a team. Maybe it does. Maybe Belichick can work his magic and he'll be in contention. But you definitely know the Jets are at the bottom. They're going to be bottom feeders. At least for another year or two. You've got the Bills who are at the top saying, come get it. And I think the Patriots and the Dolphins are the ones chasing it. The Jets, I don't even know if I can say anything about the Jets free agent.
Marcus May.
Marcus May was good. He got franchise tagged. They brought in Carl Lawson,
Corey Davis,
Vinny Curry, Corey Davis signing, Keelan Cole, but they don't even have a quarterback right now to throw it to him. So hey, whatever. You're gonna throw a rookie quarterback into this mix. You didn't sign any free agent offensive linemen. So
they did. They signed a center, Dan Feeney.
Yeah, Dan Feeney. Okay. Anyway,
Vinny Curry, Carl Lawson.
Tyler Croft, tight end, Tevin Coleman, pieces, but still, I don't know. I'll have to see what this coaching staff can do with them.
Maybe they'll run the ball.
AFC North. This is going to be our favorite.
Woo!
AFC North.
Our boys.
Now, I want to talk about is the fact that, and we're going to get here. We're talking about receipts, but I want to talk about the fact that the Browns absolutely made it to the divisional round. They made it farther than any AFC North team into the playoffs on basically one leg, hobbling in with a crutch, right?
Well,
with all the COVID stuff, with all the things, a secondary that was the most depleted of any team in football, and we still went to the divisional round and almost beat the Chiefs. And yet we are not getting any love from power rankings, from people who say, well, they're the third best team in the North. No, they're not. The Browns should be coming into this season as the best team in the North. They are now the measuring stick. They are.
Yeah. Our coaching staff on top of our players. It's amazing.
Baltimore can't do nothing. They can't. They lost 2 edge rushers, and they re-signed Tyus Bowser and Pernell McPhee, thinking that they're going to replace Judon and Ngakoue. Really? All right, bet. I'll go with that.
Calais can't carry you, man.
Calais is still inside. Derek Wolfe resigns. Justin Ellis resigns. He's all right. Kevin Zeitler agreed to a deal, which I think is good for them, but not good for Zeitler because he's now got to learn a new blocking scheme and have a running quarterback behind him. But is that the piece of the offense that they needed? LJ Fort agreed to terms on a 1-year deal to stay there. Josh Oliver, not sure they needed a tight end if they got Andrews, but does Andrews stay healthy? Sammy Watkins is your big name. Sammy Watkins and Zeitler are the big name signings for a team that really, in my opinion, is third best, maybe second. They're the Steelers and the Ravens are fighting over 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the Steelers helped themselves at all yet. They haven't done anything to get better.
Juju.
What I heard Pete Smith on Locked On Browns podcast. He said, talking about the Panthers trade for Sam Darnold, and he said, I'm just glad the Steelers didn't get it there first. And I'm with that. I am absolutely with that.
True.
The Steelers have done nothing to get better. And what ticks me off the most is their fans are out there saying, oh, well, we're still better. We're still better. No, you're not, dude. You got smoked in back-to-back weeks by a team that you've been beaten up on for 3 decades. And guess what? What's going to get worse? It's going to get worse. We got better on defense. We're getting better on offense.
Healthier on
the
defense,
number 1
too.
offensive line in football is coming back for you. All that we're coming back, and we're coming back, and we're taking names off backs of jerseys. I'm snatching chains. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming for all of it, especially just the absolute disrespect. I would be pumping that into my franchise right now if I was the Browns. Man, nobody thinks you can do this. They think it was a fluke. It was a joke. Time to bring it.
Everybody's doubting us.
What do you think of the Ravens?
I don't know. I think they should play Trace McSorley over Sammy Watkins. I mean, not Sammy. Lamar. Lamar. My bad.
Over Lamar.
Over Lamar, because Trace can actually throw. He's the only quarterback in there that I can think can actually throw. I'm not saying Lamar can't throw, but he can't throw farther than 10 yards.
15, he's got a heck 15, of a he's got a heck of a cannon. I just don't know that he knows where it's going to go half the time.
Yeah, accuracy.
And he doesn't sit still in the pocket long enough to see the field, so
he's moving before you know it.
We have statistics later coming up on this too. We'll talk about more of this later. Bengals. What do you think? What the Bengals do? The Bengals signed a ton of dudes.
Yeah.
I don't know that any of them are any better than what they had. Other than Riley Rife. Larry probably isn't better than what they had. They already had Mike Daniels. I can't even remember the names of the guys that they had inside.
Carl.
But Carl Lawson was the edge. They let him go. They signed Trey Hendrickson. Okay, that's an apple for an apple, right?
Yeah.
You didn't really get any better there. The corners, Eli Apple, Chidobe Awuzie, Tony Brown, Mike Hilton. You signed a lot of names. I don't know that any of those made you better than what you had on the field before.
Mm-hmm.
You let they let what's his name go to the Steelers. Cameron Sutton. He went to the Steelers. So it's like, what did you do? What did you actually do? It was almost like the Bengals just kind of moved pieces around on the board and like, oh, look, we did stuff. But I don't know that you really got a lot better. I mean, Chidobe Awuzie probably now becomes their best corner.
Hold on. Is Quentin Saint and Riley Reef going to help you on your offensive line?
I think Riley Rife helps them a lot. They had horrible tackle play last year, and guards. I think Quentin Spank can battle any of our guards, even our backups could battle for a starting job on the Bengals. Their offensive line was horrible, and poor Joe Burrow felt the brunt of it. And they
Yeah,
didn't
and
really
then he
address
tore
it
his
other than
ACL.
Riley Rife, who they just dumped $7.5 million on for a 1-year deal. It's like, what? Really?
They really just need Joe to get healthy.
Yeah, and
'Cause
hopefully they
Joe,
can
'cause
protect him
Joe
enough to
look,
stay healthy.
yeah,
If they don't take
a
one of those stud
interior
tackles,
defensive line or an interior defensive line, because they need that.
need it? I don't know.
Sheldon Richardson.
But I think you got to get your
Name-
superstar quarterback staying on his feet more than you need to
Yeah.
worry about stopping the run.
Yeah.
I mean, they're garbage. They re-signed Brandon Allen, unfortunately, who beat the Browns as an undrafted rookie, and when he played with the Broncos. You remember that? I remember that game. That was another
Wasn't that
Freddie
last
Kitchens
year?
anomaly.
Yeah, Freddie Kitchens.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure the Bengals got better. Ricardo Allen, Brandon Wilson on the safety end. They signed a long snapper and re-signed punter Kevin Huber. So hey, there's
Hey,
that.
woohoo!
Obviously, if you're worried about re-signing your punter, you're gonna think that he's got to be on the field.
I mean, you gotta have a punter and you gotta.
I
have
don't
a
know that the
long
Browns are gonna go with a. I know we have Jamie Gillen, the Scottish Hammer. Maybe we don't even need him this year. Like, dude, we're just gonna pay you, but just chill, because we're either gonna score touchdowns or we're not.
Go.
We're just gonna go full throttle
you
all the
know,
way.
You should start doing
So now-
push-ups on the sideline.
I want you to take a look at what now. So the Browns list of free agents was much, much lower. The number of, right? The Bengals, the Patriots, a lot of teams signed a lot of dudes, and the Browns just picked their spots,
Where
right?
they needed it the most.
They re-sign Rashard Higgins, JoJo Natson, familiar,
Malcolm Smith,
right? Familiar receivers.
Cody
Malcolm
Parkey,
Smith, familiar linebacker.
Cody Parkey.
Cody Parkey, might as well. They're probably going to draft one. And then Greg Sinat, the tackle. It was a cheap contract deal. He was on our practice squad at one point in time. So again, familiar. And then we hit with basically five names that were very important pieces.
All defense.
Tack McKinley signs that 1-year deal. Prove it, kind of a deal, right? Tack, you've not lived up to your first round pick. Show me you can. Malik Jackson signed a 1-year deal, right?
Good.
From the Eagles, good, solid interior defensive tackle. Anthony Walker, great tackler, great inside guy. He's going to be here for 1 year, signed a 1-year deal. And I believe, in my opinion,
he really got a chance in Indianapolis.
there's a lot of depth there at Indianapolis at that spot. But my opinion is he's here to train Jacob Phillips how to take that spot over next year.
Same with Malcolm Smith.
That's what he's here for. Malcolm Smith is here to kind of help that too for another year. Gives you depth.
And then Mac and
you got Mac Phillips and Taki to fill in the rest.
Which to me, I don't think we re-signed Taki. Might not
after
Mac.
you're not going to pick up Taki's 5th year.
No.
Probably wouldn't Mac either at this point. I like both those guys, but I don't think they're going to get picked back up.
I think if Jacob steps up after this year, then he'll stay. He'll stay for a little bit, at least.
But again, it kind of goes back to what we want. What does Joe Woods want to do on defense? And I think he wants to have more safeties and corners on the field, and fewer linebackers. He wants to cover and tackle and tackle. That's what he wants to do. You don't need a 250-pound middle linebacker to plug holes anymore. It's not the NFL right now. It's just not.
Yeah, because if you're gonna play with that one linebacker, I say against the Bengals, you'll be fine. Against the Steelers, you'll be fine. But against the Ravens, if they aren't running interior, I mean, if you have that rover guy like Anthony Walker or even John Johnson, then I think you'll be fine against the Ravens because you'll have plenty of people to cover to the people that Lamar won't throw to.
I think that's why you signed John Johnson. You signed the best safety in the business. to a deal because you are going to stop Lamar Jackson. You're going to stop Patrick Mahomes. You're going to stop Josh Allen. That's who you're trying to stop.
Yep. You gotta stop these running
And
quarterbacks.
and you sign Troy Hill because you need depth at corner. And so why not find a guy that can play slot or outside
Both.
and who's really good?
Improving that.
So what the Steelers do? Kalen Ballage, running back. Ray McLeod. Nope. Juju Smith-Schuster, who really probably couldn't find a team that would take a deal. They did re-sign Zach Banner, which helps. They signed a lot of offensive linemen. Rashad Coward, B.J. Finney, Joe Haig. 3 offensive line guys. I mean, they're trying to find a way to supplant the missing pieces at this point. They lost Villanueva. They lost Pouncey. I don't know that those 3 guys on that list really fill that spot. I mean, they can. Don't get me wrong. If they can. Probably the best signing for me is when they re-signed Tyson Alualo.
I think he's great.
He is incredible interior defensive lineman.
Amazing.
And
Really
I was hoping we might sign him away, but we went Malik Jackson instead, and he re-signs with them. Chris Wormley, good guy, space taker. Cameron Sutton away from the Bengals, and I just don't know that he's any better than what they had. Again, you're trading apples. You get rid of Hilton and you add Sutton, same guy. Miles Killebrew, that was an interesting pickup. He had high hopes coming out in the draft, but really hasn't lived up to that. So I don't know that they got better. I don't know that they added any pieces that really make me go, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. But I guarantee you all those other teams are out there going, uh-oh. John Johnson to the Browns, Troy Hill to the Browns, Malik Jackson to the Browns. Oh man. They knew what they needed to change. They knew what needed to get better.
I don't think people are gonna look at John Johnson. That's the only person I think they're gonna look at. And good.
If we move on and we go to the AFC South, the Houston Texans are basically the Browns South. Tyrod Taylor gets signed, former Brown. You have, let me go through their giant list. A giant list. They signed Chris Kirksey. They just signed Terrence Mitchell, Tavier Thomas. They didn't even have a couple of the guys that we left that signed with them.
Who was Farrah Brown, former Brown?
It was at one time, right?
So long was Kirksey.
They just signed a lot of guys, but I don't know that they got any better. They signed Shaq Lawson. The trade. Well, the trade. They got rid of. They lost Bernardrick McKinney, but they got Shaq Lawson. Does that help them? I don't know. I hope.
Well, they got Kirksey and Money Mitch.
Yeah, they got Kirksey and Money Mitch. They picked up Desmond King. Vernon Hargraves re-signed. I just don't know. I don't know what to expect from their coaching staff. So I don't know if they're going to do anything with this group of people or not. Are they going to be able to? I don't know.
With their quarterback.
Yeah. So Tyrod Taylor right now, I think, is your quarterback. And we've seen this story before. So are they going to draft a quarterback?
They should.
Because if they draft a quarterback, Tyrod Taylor's going to start. He's going to get hurt and then never come back. But good for him.
Yeah.
He's got $5.5 million to say thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Mark Ingram, Phillip Lindsay, some running back pieces they added. They haven't really added any wide receivers that I'm scared of to replace Fuller and Hopkins, who they lost. That was ridiculous. Wow, yeah. Chris Conley, Andre Roberts, Alex Erickson, Dante Moncrief, probably not. Right? Mm-hmm. But there's just not a lot there that causes me grief and scares me. The Colts added Carson Wentz. They re-signed Marlon Mack, which was a help, and re-signed T.Y. Hilton. Mm-hmm. T.Y. Hilton was one of those guys that was in talks with the Ravens and decides to re-sign with the Colts.
Yeah, because Carson will actually throw the ball to him. Maybe.
He hopes. He's got – so you're talking about a dude that's looking at this from a free agent's perspective, against those,
Uh,
let's see. Do I want to catch passes from Carson Wentz or Lamar Jackson?
well, if I want to catch passes,
Oh man,
nah,
Carson Wentz. Yeah, let's go with Carson Wentz.
Lamar, Carson,
Oh.
yeah, let's go with Carson.
I don't know that either one of those is a good fit for him, but all right, it sounds good. Xavier Rhodes probably the only other big name signing they had. Again, a team that I don't know needed to get better. They needed to address quarterback. They did that with Carson Wentz. Can Carson Wentz come back to that at one point in time MVP form under Frank Reich?
Maybe, hopefully, if I mean the Cardinals took a shot at him for a reason. I mean, he's got to step up. You know,
It's on him now.
lost his job to Jalen Hurts, right?
Right. Pretty
And,
much.
yeah, you just got to try something new. You just got to keep pushing.
Right.
If you just stop, then you're not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna do nothing.
Or are you gonna
Just
go?
stay off of injuries.
Are you
is
gonna go
what I'm
get
trying to say.
massages from massage therapists? Jacksonville. A lot again, new coach, new staff, and man, they're just throwing a lot of stuff into the mix. Carlos Hyde comes back to be with Urban Meyer. You've got
CJ Beathard.
CJ Beathard, really?
Yeah, that's
CJ
their
Beathard.
quarterback.
Well, you know
Mike
they're going
Glennon.
quarterback number one, right?
Yeah, Mike
So that means they're
Glennon.
probably shopping Minshew then, because you're not going to keep
Mhm.
Beathard on a $5 million
Minshew.
deal and Minshew. He's probably still in his rookie
And
deal though, so
Glennon.
they'll keep him around. Glennon's gone.
Wow.
Jamal Agnew, Philip Dorsett, Marvin Jones. It adds depth to the receiver room that's already pretty good. Cam Robinson got franchise tagged. Good for him. Tyler Shatley was signed as a guard, which helps. And then they threw a lot at the defense. Malcolm Brown, defensive tackle. Damian Wilson. Shaquille Griffin. Rayshon Jenkins, who I really liked, and Josh Jones re-signed. I think they got better. I'll be interested to see what Urban Meyer does as an NFL head coach. You add Trevor Lawrence and all of these pieces with a new offense. I kind of am excited to see what these guys do. I don't know what they're going to do defensively, but offensively, I bet they're going to be pretty interesting to watch. What do you think?
You know, I think they definitely will improve next year. Not 1-15. They're definitely gonna win more than one game. Definitely, I think that's guaranteed. I think they'll win about 5. They'll do about as good as the Panthers did last year. They aren't gonna be the greatest team in the NFL. They aren't gonna go back to the playoffs. They aren't gonna go back to the AFC Championship. But they will improve. They will definitely improve.
Mm-hmm.
If they do take Trevor Lawrence, which we're all assuming they will, definitely will improve. DJ Chark, right?
Mm-hmm. You got DJ. I mean, they still have DJ Chark. They got.
Yeah, that other guy.
Yep, I was thinking they just drafted him last year. Yep, I can't think of his name right now. I feel like a total bum.
Laviska
Shenault. Yeah,
he's pretty good.
yeah, he is.
He actually did pretty good for them last year. Very underrated rookie.
Yeah, and you added to that receiver room too. I mean, you added Philip Dorsett and Marvin Jones.
Pretty good.
They're probably not number ones, but I think they'll do all right. They'll add depth to that room. The Titans were
Once
another
again,
team
Browns 2.0.
Yeah, the Browns, kind of the Browns 2.0.
Or AFC.
AFC. They added few pieces. Again, nobody that really screams, oh no. Danico Autry, Javon Brown, Bud Dupree doesn't scare me at all, especially coming off a knee surgery. Janoris Jenkins and Kevin Johnson at corner. I think that helps them a little. If you can get Kevin Johnson to play an actual, a good spot that he fits in, he can actually be a good cover. But we had him in a spot where he wasn't doing so well. But I don't know that they got a lot better. They'll probably
not the best.
They'll probably compete for the South.
Again.
And that's not what we're talking about, the South right now, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably compete for the South because I don't know that the Colts and Jags. I don't think the Texans are going to compete for it at all. Probably between the Colts and the Titans, Jags might surprise you and sneak up, but that's about it.
I don't think they will.
AFC West, surprisingly,
their team was just re-signing.
Surprisingly, the Broncos didn't do much.
Yeah, they're really just re-signing, basically. Justin Simmons, that's good.
Justin Simmons got franchise tagged.
Yeah.
Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby got brought in at corner, which helps.
But then he later signed a 4-year, $61 million contract that includes $35 million in guarantees.
How about that? And then Shelby Harris re-signed.
And then Kareem Jackson, Kyle Fuller, and Ronald Darby. I think those are big ads.
Those are good pieces. Is that enough to compete in the West? Are you going to beat the Chiefs with that?
You got to have an offense.
Yeah, who's going to be? You're going to Drew Lock quarterback?
Yeah.
What's your offensive line look like? You picked up Mike Boone.
I'm not
at running back.
I'm not hating on Drew Lock, but what else is there?
Right?
Who else can you name? Jerry Jeudy.
Why were they not in on the Sam Darnold movement? Or maybe they have been in on all these dudes, and nobody wants to go to Denver to play.
Is that where Teddy's going to go? Maybe.
Oh, Teddy Bridgewater to the Broncos. How about that? The Chiefs, I don't know that they made a lot of crazy moves. They signed Mike Remmers, Joe Thuney, and Kyle Long after dropping the contracts of Fisher and Schwartz. It's like, okay, we're going to start over. Right? They signed Tajay Sharp. They re-signed DeMarcus Robinson at wide receiver. Blake Bell, tight end signing. And he's not going to see the field. Austin Blythe, center, they picked up. Defensively, they signed Jaron Reed to a 1-year deal. He'll play next to Chris Jones
and Frank Clark.
They re-signed Taco Charlton, who was hurt, and then they re-signed Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan. They're still going to be the team to beat. I think in the AFC overall. I still think Chiefs are the team to beat. They filled holes that they needed to fill. They can still do it through the draft. Well, they could have last year.
They almost did.
Closer than anybody but the Buccaneers, who beat them. The Raiders. Don't get me started on the Raiders, man. They're all about let's just spend. They're basically the Patriots West.
They signed Willie Snead.
Oh, they signed a bunch of crazy. They signed Kenyon Drake, Theo Riddick, John Brown, Zay Jones, Willie Snead, Richie Incognito, Nick Martin, Yannick Ngakoue, Jonathan Hankins, Quentin Jefferson, Solomon Thomas. A lot of names they signed. And are they going to be any better? Doubt it. Seriously. What about that says I got better? Ngakoue helps them at edge, defensive end, but
they're going to be in the hunt category like they were last year, and they're going to go 9 and what is it now? 8?
9 and 8.
Not 9 and 7 anymore. 9 and 8.
We'll get to that too. The Chargers sneakily got a little bit better. Chase Daniel as a backup. Jared Cook. Corey Linsley at center.
Jared Cook.
Yeah.
It helps.
Interesting pieces. Michael Davis re-signed. Ryan Smith signed a deal at corner. Yeah, I don't think they did too bad. They addressed positions.
Not.
The Chargers what the Chargers free agent looks like. It looks like what the Browns did.
Yep. They just got what they needed.
They addressed things that they needed to address and kept it short and sweet. Right?
Chase Daniel, backup quarterback since Tyrod's not there.
Right. And a good one. A serviceable backup quarterback.
If Justin, everybody.
So Kansas City wins the West. Chargers, Raiders are fighting for second, and then the Broncos will pick up the last.
Yeah.
Chargers could be that team that really pushes Kansas City.
How's the South? Texans.
Texans, no.
They're not going anywhere.
Colts.
Titans up there.
Colts and Titans will fight for the first. Jags could surprise you and fight for second or third, but the Texans are going to be dead last. Tweets of the week.
Ooh, let's go. Tweets of the week.
I'm starting tweets of the week because I want to tell everyone to follow at Vintage Browns. The tweet of mine that was my favorite this week at Vintage Browns basically just posted 1986 forever #Browns and then put 4 pictures up of the 1986 Browns that were just incredible. If you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see those, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Most everything that Vintage Browns does. If you're an older Browns fan like me, you'll love at Vintage Browns. Go follow at Vintage Browns. You want the next one?
Yeah. So number 2, Browns fans down under. Browns backers Australia at Browns down under. To all those who said we should have drafted Sam Darnold. And here's the hashtags. #BakerMania, #Browns, #BelieveLand, #Baker's my QB, and #Browns Twitter. Oh boy.
It's with the GIF.
Real good friends.
It's with the GIF of Baker Mayfield in Oklahoma when the Kansas Jayhawks would not shake his hand at the beginning of the game, and he proceeded to light them up the whole game.
And then
and may have grabbed his crotch and said an expletive as he was in the process of kicking the crap out of them.
But he's matured now.
Which I would love to see him do that to the Steelers. I would love to see him plant a Browns flag in the center of Baltimore Ravens Stadium.
Love to see him TO in the middle of the star.
Pretty much. And I would say something about the Bengals, but I don't have to. I've got nothing for them. Dogs by Nature at Dogs by Nature says, true story. Then there are 4 pictures listed in his tweet. The first picture is of an article, and it says, "Oh no, Sammy Watkins thinks the world is flat." The second picture says, "Sammy Watkins believes he is an alien." The third picture says, "Sammy Watkins believes that Lamar Jackson can be an elite passer in this game." And the fourth pic, yes, it's Pam from The Office, and she says, "They're the same picture."
Get it? They're all not gonna happen.
Wait. We should have put the PFF tweet with this one because it's coming, but you'll find out why we say that. We'll say that. There it is, right there.
All right, I'll read it off. PFF at PFF. Ravens wide receivers, 3,148 receiving yards since 2019, ranked last in the NFL with a picture of Lamar Jackson. You wrote llama.
Well, I was editing and removed an R and didn't put it back.
But Lamar Jackson.
He's literally, since 2019, so that's 2 full seasons, and his receivers have only caught 3,148 yards receiving. But he is an elite passer. He is an elite quarterback.
He's so good.
It's
It's amazing.
So Chad P71, another one of my favorites at Chad P71.
Love Chad.
He says, guess who's not getting traded? Baker Mayfield. He quote tweeted Andrew Siciliano from NFL. Sam Darnold is the 4th first-round pick from the 2018 NFL draft to get traded. Not Baker Mayfield.
Let's go. So Nick Carnes at Carnesies 817. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. In the spirit of comeback stories today, 2 pictures. The Browns in 2017, a picture of the Browns 24 and the Steelers 28. And the Browns 2021 pick up Browns 48 and Steelers 31.
37.
37. I can't read.
You remember that game?
Do I? Do I remember that game?
Oh, I thought going into that game, I was like, this is going to be horrible. This is going to suck. I really want our guys to do well, but I mean, come on. And sure enough, an
A blessing
absolute
from God.
beating happened. An absolute beating.
Marquise Pouncey with the greatest pass in that whole game to Carl Joseph.
For a touchdown too.
I know, it was great.
Wreck This League. You need to go follow them if you're not at Wreck This League. If it were up to me, the Browns face mask would be, and this is a poll. And so I want you guys who are watching or listening, I want you to vote, comment something. Let us know what your thoughts were. The 4 colors, and he has a picture of those, the 4 colors of the face masks: brown, white, gray, and orange. Now, I've never seen an orange. I have unfortunately lived through the gray years, but brown and white are the 2 mainstays. So brown in this poll was 28.2%, and Grady, that's what you voted for. And then white was 46.1%. That's what I voted for, the old school purist that I am from the 80s. Gray got 17%, and orange got 8.6%. If you're watching or you're seeing this tweet, or go look for this tweet, take a look at the pictures that he put out there, because the orange really looks bad. I mean, it just looks way too much orange. And then the gray is just bleh. You know my take on gray face masks. They should never exist for any team anywhere, unless it's part of your team colors, like the Dallas Cowboys. That works. Like the Raiders. That works. The Buffalo Bills, no thank you.
Red.
The Cleveland Browns, no thank you. The Colts, no thank you. No thank you. Get a color.
What do you mean? They have gray.
I know. That's what I said. No thank you. No gray. Go with a color.
Like Buffalo should be red or blue.
Red or blue.
That'd be great.
Colts should go back to the blue.
I'd love to see a blue face mask with the new helmets
On the Colts?
Those would be. No, for the Bills.
For the Bills, yeah.
Their blue is nice.
Yeah, their blue is nice. They have so many helmets. They could do like a retro series where they do the red with the white face mask. They could do the red with the blue face mask. They could do the blue with the white face mask, or the blue with the red face mask. They've had all these combinations over the years. And instead, they stick with the old white with a gray face mask. Harumph. You already did the PFF. Do the one from our man.
Our boy Chief David Njoku at David Njoku 80, all in, and then it has a picture of the team and also a picture of the Blues Brothers with the title, "We're putting the band back together."
Oh.
And I will state, the only person in that picture that is not currently with the Browns is Kendall Lamb, but he was a backup. So we're getting the boys back together.
The band. We're putting the band back together.
Yeah, but we're not really a band. We're the boys.
Okay. Fair enough. Another one of those, another good tweet from David Njoku about being all in. I loved it. Loved it. Then we get to some April Fool's time. At Baker Mayfield, rolling on the floor laughing with tons of emojis. Ha ha ha, I feel their pain. He quote tweeted at Nepolo, Nepolo 7, who captured a video of his sons after he played a April Fool's joke on them and told them that Baker was traded to the Steelers.
They were just...
Oh my gosh, they were crying. Yeah, it's exactly how I would act, though.
My favorite quote that the kid said was, "Not only did Baker get traded, but to our biggest rivals." I thought that was amazing.
That was a great...
And it shows great heart from our young Browns fans.
That's right. They are involved.
Shows how they're all in.
They're all in.
Like David Njoku.
They're all in.
They're all in. Nah.
You take the next one.
The next one.
Because it was one of your favorites.
I saw this one. I saw it pop up on my screen. Don't remember when. I think it might have been in the middle of church. Maybe.
April Fool's Day was like on Wednesday, though.
Wait. No.
You're probably in school. or on the
No,
bus on the way
no,
home or something.
no. We got that week off.
Oh yeah, so we
had
were
last
home
week off. Yeah. So I was sitting down here probably,
in
and
mom's basement.
in mom's basement, and George Kittle at not J. My name is Grady. G Kittle 46. Next chapter. ... Thanks to the faithful for all the support. Hashtag Duval. Then has a picture of him in a Jags uniform. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. I got to tell Dad about this one. I was like,
Oh wait,
it's April 1st.
it's April 1st.
I'm not fooled anymore by anything on April 1st. Like somebody said something. I'm like, nope, not true. It's
Not
April
true.
1st. Not true. April 1st.
Not true.
So
So
now if somebody said Baker got traded right now, I'd be like, nope, it's April 1st.
So the next one is from Tattoo Baker, another great follow if you're a Browns fan at QB1 TATT00. Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel, and he's got two pictures underneath each of the names. So now we're Marvel fans, so we know exactly who these two people are. Chris Evans as Captain America is underneath the title that says Baker Mayfield. Then you have Johnny Manziel. And underneath him is a pic of John Walker, the new Captain America in the Falcon the Winter Soldier series, played by Wyatt Russell. And for me, that is absolutely the truth. The saddest part is, though, they came in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Like if the crappy Captain America was first, put him as Johnny Manziel, and then the Chris Evans cap
Mayfield.
comes along, that would be Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm. All right, next one. I thought that tweet was great. Though I saw it like right after we watched it too. That was great. Dogs by Nature at Dogs by Nature. Let's give him OBJ at OBJ now. Quote tweeted by QB Datamine at QB Datamine. Baker Mayfield was accurate on 29 of 52 deep passes, 55.8%, by the way, last season. And he is first out of 31 quarterbacks with the video
of him making all those deep throws.
The highlight being DPJ. And
against
Odell against the Bengals.
Odell against the Bengals.
What are the other ones?
Higgins. Oh, the Higgins throw in the Chiefs game, in the playoff game. It's pretty incredible.
The Dirty Dan.
The Dirty Dan play. Totally ruined it. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah,
because I'll do the last one.
I'll take that one so that you can do the last one. Daryl Rudier, right?
Ryder.
At Ryder, wrong fan. NFL expanding the schedule to 17 games this week is more of a formality than it is news. Hashtag Browns are expected to host hashtag Cardinals in that 17th game in 2021. Easy W. We're going
easy dub.
We're going 14-3.
We got to feel it's going to be January. Mm-hmm. Maybe February by then. It's going to be January. It's going to be on the lake.
On my birthday. I'm calling it.
It's going to be January. It's going to be on the lake, and it's going to be cold.
Yes.
Welcome, Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona.
Come get you some. We're going to have like 2 losses at that point, and so we're going to be playing all the backups anyway, so it won't matter.
Yeah, shut up. We'll already have the first seed.
We've got the first round bye.
Back in our chairs.
We'll have that first round bye, like the Chiefs, and we're just sitting back waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Waiting.
To close it out, this one goes back a ways, but again, it's a great follow. Tattoo Baker at QB1 TATT00. Wild card game. Hashtag Browns versus hashtag Steelers. Receipts. That's all he put. But he quote tweets a post from TB Vids, which is at 1N0B0DY6.
1Nobody6.
And it's basically a video. And you're going to see it here on YouTube, and you'll listen to it if you're listening to the podcast. We're going to credit QB1 Tattoo here, Tattoo Baker for this video, or TB Vids for this. But basically all of the sports analysts that did not give Cleveland a chance in the wild card game.
Yeah, like
Nobody.
some guy said the one that got me the most was somebody said, "I'm going with the Browns," and
Everybody started laughing.
they started laughing.
Or the guy, or the that looked like a Steelers fan guy. He was like, "They're not even going to be able to run the ball." And when you watch the highlights, just watch the one run by Kareem Hunt where he literally is running through the linebacker and carrying him, basically shoving him back into the end zone. Or Nick Chubb, who really went untouched because nobody wanted to tackle him as he ran to the end zone.
Nobody does want to. They were all scared of him after week 17 when they couldn't tackle him anyway.
So let's play the video for him.
Yeah.
All right. Check this out.
First of all, you need to educate yourself on rivalries because the Cleveland Browns are no little brother of the Pittsburgh Steelers. As a matter of fact, they ain't even family, okay? They ain't members of the family, right? Who the hell are the Cleveland Browns, all right?
Tell you the quarterbacks I like this weekend. Big Ben hat forward.
Congrats, but the buck stops here. I gotta go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, they've been very inconsistent.
Mike Prefer is going to have to be a head coach for the first time ever in his career, and he didn't get a week of practice.
But they're not going to be able to run it against Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go with the Browns. I'm taking the Steelers.
You know what, Brandon?
I feel bad for Browns fans. They waited so long, and now something that's kind of out of their hands is disrupting their chances.
You are.
Or not.
Fortunately for Hawk, but
It was meant to be. I have the Steelers winning.
I like the Browns to win here, then.
And they start with a horrible snap all the way back to the 2-yard line, and the Braintree inside the 10, and Jarvis breaks a tackle. Kareem Hunt moves his 20, fires over the middle, get high, and that's going to be picked off. Touchdown. Does he get another here? He's around the corner. He's inside the back off of it. Has his back in, and is it the end zone wide open. Mayfield throws Chubb, makes the grab, gets some blocking, breaks tackles, and Chubb is going to go all the way over. Intercepted at the 49-yard line. Well, I know it's the cliche of cliches. Nothing lasts forever.
That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I loved it.
I can keep watching it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got today?
Borderline makes me cry.
We have gone like over an hour on this podcast. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, it's free agency though.
I told you it was going to be really long.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to make it to the end of this. You know that,
A lot
right?
of skip, a lot of fast forward 10. We already know.
My
the free
Spotify
agent.
fast forward 10 button's going to hit a lot right now.
YouTube. We don't need to see these guys.
Oh no, another ad.
Darn it.
Well, hopefully, if you stuck with us, you like what you've listened to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we've given some insight and some opinions on teams and stuff.
At least make it to tweets of the week.
At least make it to tweets of the week, because man, I really hope you made it that far, because you're going to do yourself a favor.
You can skip after this. You
We really
know what
tweets of the week
happens
is tweets of the week is our thing. Coming up April 19th is going to be our start of the off season workouts, hopefully in person. They're talking about still doing a lot of virtual stuff. Restricted free agent signing period, April 23rd. Last day is April 28th for teams to match offers for restricted free agents. April 29th through May 1st, 2021 NFL draft in Cleveland. We're still going to live stream right here from Mom's basement. Hopefully you'll catch us on all of our platforms. We're going to try to do as much Instagram and Twitter stuff as we can to live stream this as best as possible. We might have multiple laptops going. Our big screen will be somewhere. We'll probably move it out there so it's in front of us, so we can live stream.
We can move to where the chair is.
Yeah, but there's no background over there.
We can just.
We don't want anybody to see that.
We can just hang this up behind.
That's not big enough. I'd have to clear a lot of space, but that's okay. We'll just slide the TV over, maybe just right there. It'll work. It'll work. Trust me. We'll make it work. But yeah, live streaming the draft, doing the best we can with what we got. Won't be able to go to Cleveland. It's really sucking right now.
Really
but
sucks.
we'll get there someday. One of these days we'll be big shots and we'll be invited. So maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we just need more of you to watch this podcast.
That's right.
All
Or you
the way
guys need to watch the podcast. Tell us what you think. Leave us a review. Leave us a comment.
Tell your friends
Anything.
about us.
Tell your friends about us.
I have.
We'll tell our friends about you.
If you want shout outs.
Let us know.
I mean, we basically give out shout outs every time to the tweets of the week.
To the tweets of the week, there's a lot of shout outs and tweets.
Because they're great people. Because they don't have stupid opinions.
Very true. Very true. You got anything you want to close
That's
with?
my opinion.
Are you gonna close since you opened?
I'll open and
wrap
close.
it up.
Thank you for watching the New Breed podcast today on this beautiful day, nice and warm. I'm Grady Mitchell.
I'm Mike Mitchell.
And that has been the New Breed podcast for you with the best quality out there. We're trying. You gonna do your thing? Dog.
Let's go, Browns.
Let's go.